Hi, my name is Jonathan, and today at GIA we're gonna be exploring a new franchise that's been on the market since 2004 called Bloom Tools. With me today, I have both managers, co-managers of this franchise, Raisa and Kayla. All right, so ladies, I'm gonna be sending my questions to you. Just explain me first what this franchise is all about.
So Bloom Tools is the leading Canadian developer of websites. Basically, we work with the business people to develop websites for their small businesses.
We currently have 19 franchises in Canada and 9 throughout the entire world.
All right, dear ladies, that seems very interesting. But the principle of a franchise actually is to have certain benefits in the end, rather than the income. So why don't you talk to me about what are the benefits about that franchise that could result in buying one of these Bloom Tools franchise?
So for the benefits that we have to offer you, we offer a 1 week, about 1 week program training.
Yes, an on-floor training.
So you get to learn all the skills that Bloom Tools has to offer you.
But it also involves sales and marketing assistance, and you'll receive support from a team of technicians and managers and designers.
On top of that, you have to, after all the training, you receive a membership in the Canadian Franchising Association. So basically, your business becomes even bigger.
Yeah. And you also receive an ongoing residential home from clients throughout the year.
Really interesting. And I mean, can anybody, a normal person, just like myself or the viewers of this show, could actually think about buying a franchise from Bloom Tools? In other words, is there any specific requirements to get into that Bloom Tool world that many would consider a good idea?
So we don't really have complicated requirements for buying our franchise. But before you buy the Bloom Tools franchise, there's certain things that you need to really have within you. So some of the basic skills that we need from you is that you need to be able to use the internet very well and be familiar with it. And then you need to be a dedicated person to working with business people so that you can deliver clear and proper goods or products to your clients. And on top of all that, you need to love the business.
Yeah.
So you need to be aware of the business world.
That's very true. But you do also need the basic experience of working in sales and marketing. You also need to do a couple of investments with a total investment of about $60,000. And in general, you just need about some self motivation and an open mind to be willing to go further and improve yourself.
And on top of that, we also charge a fee. So that is one of the requirements we ask of about $35,000. That's like the minimum payment for the franchise. With then the other requirements come in after one is interested in buying the franchise.
All right, and I'm asking myself. I mean, I'm not a business person, but I've I've heard many of my friends or colleagues speak to me about a SWOT analysis. Um, Naturally, that includes the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats of a company. And I'd like you two to talk to me about that SWOT analysis. I mean, any franchise would have made its own SWOT analysis. So just tell me what are the four aspects of your franchise that could play a major role in your income or any other pertinent assets, or you know. So just go ahead and talk to me about it. All right.
So we actually expected that question from you because SWOT analysis is something huge that any other person interested in a franchise would want to know about.
Mhm.
So for the strengths of our franchise, we have a really good trained staff members, a group of staff members who are really experienced in all aspects of business. Therefore, we work hand in hand with anybody interested in buying the franchise to make better results for what they expect from us.
For a couple of our opportunities, it would be that we give you a license to sell your products and actually get a percentage back from the money that you made, even though that we are the ones that are going to be helping you advertise these products. Um, it's offered by the head of the company, uh, and we also would like to work on recruiting other people and helping them get into the business world as well.
All right, but I'm wondering, since it's an internet franchise, like a company, a virtual company, how can people be more expertise to do that? You're talking about training, but anybody can have that training, that virtual training or electronic training as you want. So I'm wondering, how can this be a strength in self? How can people in Bloom Tools be better than people who are just really good with computers?
Well, in fact, we actually have a hands-on training program where our clientele, basically the people who want to start a business, come to our company and we have a hands-on program. Basically, we will actually demonstrate to you what the proper tools are, how you could actually use them in real life situations, and we basically give you a breakdown of what your new business is going to become.
And our technology is very advanced.
True.
So that's the difference we have from other kind of internet franchises. So trust us, it's worth buying a franchise.
Interesting, interesting. And what about you? Talk to me about problems your Bloom tools could encounter, such as the threats or the weaknesses. Because, as we all know, any franchise will have its own weaknesses or threats throughout its growth. So, I just wonder if you could do me a summary about the main ones, just to make sure I'm aware, or all the viewers are aware of these problems.
So, as you said, all franchises have little problems here and there, but we are a very strong franchise, so
Yeah.
most of the petty problems we deal with that. But however, we have some little weaknesses, and one of it is that for the franchise fee that you have to pay, which is about $50,000 to $60,000, to
Little
some
pricey.
people, it's high. It's a higher price. However, you receive a lot from us, so it shouldn't be. It's worth spending.
Indeed, I'm not a personal user of Bloom Tools, but I find that the investment fee of $60,000 is actually extremely worth it because we offer you the best of the best. Basically, yes, we have competitors that could provide you some newer technologies, but we really work with our clients. We work one on one to help prove to you that you are able to do it. We do care and.
The only threat that we might be facing is that we might have a challenges from other competitors who
Yeah.
have like kind of different technology. But if you put your investment in Bloom Tools, be assured all that is dealt with.
All right, I'm starting to get good knowledge of your franchise. My last question was about the competition of Bloom Tools. Who are the main competitors, or in which sector does Bloom Tools have the biggest competition threat, as we could say?
So I think that Bloom Tools is pretty much an open competition. Basically, any website online that you could self-promote your product or publicly speak about what you are doing and who you are would be our greatest competitors, because those are free services, right? But they don't help you. They're not there to support you and explain to you how to actually properly do things. So that's why Bloom Tools is the best company for this, even though our competitors do provide free services.
So some of the competitors can be like Facebook itself, like normal website forming
Kijiji.
companies. So it's not it's a threat, but with the things that we offer, our competitors are not really competitors.
Exactly. We are on top of the chain here.
Hey, thank you very much, Raisa and Kayla, for having spent a little of your time to get to explain what Bloom Tools is all about to our viewers. And I think that many of us are now sure that we could invest in Bloom Tools. So, as we saw today, that Bloom Tools has a very specific training program that allows its franchisors to be the best of the best, and it also has a lot of great opportunities and strengths. As for weaknesses, we didn't see a lot of them because actually in 2016 the best franchises are the ones working with internet. So thank you for having us, and we'll see you the next time on CBC News. Thank you.
Well, thank you for inviting us too. It was a great opportunity to explain the kind of franchise that we deal with and to let everybody know that they can surely trust and invest in this franchise.
Yeah, and to get our company a little bit more public. Thank you for listening to us, and we hope to see and talk to you guys again soon.